Good morning, hello, and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. I can't believe it's 2024. Someone commented on my vlog and they were like, a year is not long or short, it's just a year. And I was like, you're right, but a year can feel long or short. And I feel like the last year in some respects felt really long, but then in some respects I'm like, how on earth has that year gone? It's crazy. Life does move fast. Things change quickly, so I'm grateful to have another year. I'm really excited for 2024 and I really want to start 2024 on a high. So I wanted to film a reset with me vlog. I don't know what we're gonna do right now. I don't know if we're gonna do some tidying in this vlog. Let's see how long the vlog goes on for. But what I do know is I'm gonna start with some nice healthy recipes. I'm gonna basically do some prep in my kitchen and I wanted to bring you along with me. I know I'm wearing the jumper again. It's my uniform. New year. Same me. But yeah, I'm gonna do some prep. So I actually already have some soup, some bone broth on the hob going away. So I'm gonna talk to you about that. And then I'm gonna make a smoothie because, oh my gosh, I am back on the smoothie hype. I probably shouldn't be on the smoothie hype because it's winter and it's a cold thing and we should be having warming things apparently. However, I am not very good at getting vegetables into my diet. I always order like a side of spinach or broccoli with my pasta, but I feel like I could definitely do better at hitting my 5 a day. I don't just like steamed vegetables on the side of my plate. Not nice. I like it mixed into a meal. So like my soups and things like that. So that's why I'm really trying. One of my New Year's resolutions is to just have more greens. I want to be eating more vegetables, more greens, more vibrant, colourful fruits, veggies. So I'm gonna make loads of things today. Some things that you will have seen on my vlogs loads because they're the things I make all the time. But I think I'm basically going to do like energy bars, energy balls, dates, and my bone broth. And then I'm going to make some soup later in the week. I'm going to do a smoothie. So let's do this. Thank you so much for being here. Happy New Year. Let's go and reset. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to set the tone for the start of the year. I think it's a really good thing to do. Set the tone and just feel good about myself. Another resolution of mine was to kind of try do less refined sugar throughout the year. I eat a lot of sugar. I love sugar. But I definitely eat too much sugar. And when I was at uni, I did a lot of refined sugar-free things. Pretty much everything I ate was refined sugar-free. So I want to move a little bit more back into that. I don't want to be as restrictive. But yes, I'm going to kind of stick to like my darker chocolates and just not grabbing big sugary cookies when I need a snack. Like I just went to the gym this morning and when I got back, I was going to grab a Biscuiteer's biscuit. I didn't. I've decided I'm going to have a smoothie instead. Yes, it's more prep time, but I'm going to feel amazing. And I love that fruit and vegetables are helping me from within as well. So I'm actually going to start this vlog by showing you what I did this morning because something that's really important for me with a reset and a restart is working out. I have been going to the same gym for years and years and years. I'm a member at David Lloyd. It is the holy grail, creme de la creme of gyms. My whole family go there. We all love it and we have been going for years and years and years. When I was a student, I went to the one at Leeds, which is gorgeous because it's like a huge country club and it's actually just had a refurb. Stunning. Tennis courts, pool, spa, it's just amazing. And then they introduced Blaze classes. Blaze classes are my absolute holy grail. The whole time I was at uni, I did gym and spin at David Lloyd. And then about 6 years ago, they introduced Blaze. Now they do have Blaze studios around the country and they have the one in Kensington that I go to and it's just amazing. So I'm going to pop on screen me doing my Blaze class this morning. Come along with me and sweat with me. I really wanted to set the intention and set the tone for the start of the year. I try to work out 3 to 5 times a week, sometimes 6 times a week, sometimes 3 times a week, but I also walk everywhere. The best thing that happened to me kind of pandemic wise is that it meant that I walked everywhere. I was too scared to get public transport and I was too scared to get Ubers, so I literally walk everywhere. So for me it's all about gymming, walking, and it makes me feel great mentally. It's not just about the things it does to my body, but it's about how it makes me feel mentally. Right, this was not meant to be such a long intro, so I'm gonna go into me this morning at my class. I've obviously now showered and feeling a bit less disheveled. Gonna show you me in the class and then we'll go into some cooking. Come along with me to my workout class this morning. So the studio is separated into kind of 3 sections. You've got the treadmills on one side, then you've got the strength section in the middle,
Then you've got the boxing at the back. Basically you do 3-minute rounds on each. So you have a number, so for example, maybe I would be number 6. Number 6 is then my lane, so I will do my treadmill in lane 6, then I will do my strength in lane 6, then I will do my boxing in lane 6. It's just so good because it's a full body workout. So you can see here I've moved over to strength. I just love it because you get the cardio alongside the strength training, but then you also get the boxing as well, which I love. You get really tired by the end of it, but what I would say about Blaze is it never gets easier, you just get stronger. So you lift heavier, you run faster. It's really good because you can really push yourself. But then on days that you don't want to push yourself, you obviously don't have to push yourself. So it's just the perfect mix for me. It's full body, I've been going for years, and for me it's just the ultimate restart.
So that was the Blaze class that I did this morning. It was amazing. I absolutely love it. And that was a great reset for me. I feel like I can take on the world. I did an Instagram story and I basically said, I have cried in these classes. I have laughed in these classes. You know, I felt like I can't finish these classes, and then I always get through them. The classes don't get easier, but you get stronger and you push harder. And I have to say, I have walked into the room so many times and felt like the weight of the world was on top of me, and then I always walk out feeling like I can take anything on. And that is the great thing about exercise. It's not just about body changes. It's really not. It's about mentality. I will walk in and I'll be so stressed, and the minute I have left that Blaze studio, I just feel like I can take on any mountain to climb. So if you are thinking of doing exercise this year, my top tips would be just do something that works for you. You know, you might like swimming. I love swimming. It might be walking. Listen to a podcast when you're walking. It might be going for a run. Whatever works for you. And don't be afraid to try new things. I go to classes by myself all the time. You know, try Zumba, try Reformer Pilates, try Blaze classes. Just see what works for you. I actually hosted a Blaze class years ago when they first started out, and I really want to host another one. So if you think I should do that, comment below and let's see if we can get David Lloyd to let me host another Blaze class. That would be amazing. Okay, so that's a workout out of the way. I like to work out and get it out of the way, and then I feel amazing. So I'm so proud of myself for doing that. Equally, don't beat yourself up if you didn't work out today. Rest days are so important. My brother just texted me and said he had a huge lie-in, and I was like, that is amazing. You needed to do that. Your body needed to do that. You have to listen to your body. So now I'm gonna go show you what's going down in the kitchen, and we're gonna make a smoothie because we're not grabbing sugary biscuits for breakfast. We are grabbing smoothies. That just reminded me, before I start the reset day and we do the smoothies and I show you some recipes, I do actually have some news. And I don't know, I was gonna do like more of an in-depth video about this, but I just want to tell you to begin with, just so that I can get it out in the open, because I did talk about it on Instagram already. Oh my gosh. But most of you probably know that obviously I love fitness and wellness, and I have been posting fitness videos for years and also doing fitness classes for years. I'm very, very passionate about it. So I'm actually continuing and restarting my personal training qualification. I'm sure there's going to be lots of questions about this, so let me know if you want a full video. Very, very long story short, before the world changed with the pandemic, I was already doing a personal training qualification. The place I was doing it with actually stopped because all gyms closed, so I was in a bit of limbo, and then I decided to finally restart actually in 2023. So behind the scenes, I have been studying. When I was on the cruise, I was studying. When I was in France, I was studying. There's been lots of times behind the scenes where I've been tapping away at my computer studying. I decided to go with a company called Leap. Now, I am so impressed with them. I actually found Leap because a friend of mine is the creme de la creme of nutrition, and I asked her and she was like, yep, you should do Leap, they're amazing. So I went for their course and I'm so impressed. It's self-paced, and I also don't have to do everything in a gym, so I can continue to learn remotely. Now, you're probably wondering if this means, is there going to be a career change or content change? No, I'm not going to be changing my career. It just gives me the hope that one day I can host retreats, and also because I talk about a lot of health and fitness, I just really wanted to have that accreditation behind me. It's something that I'm kind of doing for myself because I want to have that accreditation. I want to learn more about the science of fitness and working out, but also I just think it means that hopefully my content will be richer in knowledge. I can give you better content and I can talk about things from more of an authoritative figure, I guess. So Leap has been absolutely amazing. You learn the best from the best. Basically, they have videos with industry leading professionals. They are fantastic. It's a great way to learn. There's different modules online, and there's just so many different courses you can do, from nutrition to personal training. So I'm actually going to leave a link below because they have very kindly given me very limited discount codes. The next cohort actually starts on the 8th of January. Don't worry if you do miss that though, because like I say, it is kind of self-paced, but if you do want to start learning with hundreds of other people, a lot of people will be starting on the 8th. I've already started, but if you would like to work alongside me, it doesn't have to be that you want to be a personal trainer. Maybe just like me, it's something that you want to, a string to your bow, let's say. Maybe you want to host retreats, maybe you want to do nutrition, whatever it might be. There are so many great ways to enhance your learning. This could help you with something like starting a wellness business. It could help you be a personal trainer. Whatever you want to do, there are so many options once you have this accreditation. So I'm very excited to be doing that, to be working hard in the background on that. And yes, so like I say, I have very limited codes. If you have thought about doing a nutrition or personal training qualification, then I have 25% off. The code is just msheld25, I think, but I'll link it below, and I would 10 out of 10 recommend doing it. It's really helped my own knowledge. Like I say, I love working out anyway, and I hope that it means that I can eventually deliver retreats if you guys would like to come, and also just maybe teach a few more live workouts or just things like that. So yes, the content's not going to change, everything's going to be similar, it's just going to be richer in knowledge. A student that needs a direction, you could be someone that's always wanted to be a PT and has never taken the leap, or it could just be that you maybe want to start like a health and fitness business, or it could just be that you want to better your understanding. There's no right or wrong, but I feel like having this accreditation will be so good for me. I was even looking at doing kind of like degrees and stuff and extra degrees on top of my current degree. So this was perfect because it means I can do it whilst I'm doing my current job and just kind of take it at my own pace. So yeah, I really wanted to share that exciting news with you. I'm really excited about what the future might hold. And now I'm gonna go and make that smoothie. We're gonna reset together and I'm really excited. So let's go smoothie, and I really need to check on my bone broth. So my smoothies never look nice, but they taste nice. It's the inside that counts. So this one had a little bit more like chocolatey, peanutty butter stuff in the normal, but I basically went with blueberries, banana, coconut water. I always use coconut water as a base for my smoothies just because then it's less creamy. I don't really like creamy. If you prefer creamy, go with like an oat milk, but for me that's just a bit too creamy. Coconut water has loads of electrolytes in and natural hydration as well, so I love that. I then add loads of spinach. I then added cinnamon, I then added raw cacao and mushroom powder, I then added greens powder, then I added some chocolate peanut butter, and I also added some honey. So yes, there's quite a lot of sweeteners in there, but it still tasted good and it was all natural. It doesn't look good, but it tasted good. And the great thing that I've been doing actually is just making a bigger smoothie and then just popping the lid on it and popping it in the fridge. So then the next day, I don't need to make a full smoothie. I just add a bit more coconut water, add a little bit more, I don't know, like a few more blueberries, whatever I fancy, just add in even just a bit more liquid, blend it back up, and then I have a smoothie on day 2 as well. I think this would probably only last 2 to 3 days, absolute max, but I've tried and tested it and it does work. So you can make your smoothies in bulk. I did also see someone make smoothies and then freeze them into ice cubes, and then every time she wanted them, she just re-blended them. That's also a really good hack if you're wanting smoothies to grab and go. There might not be any of this one left because it just tasted so good with all the peanut butter. Give me all that goodness. That did remind me actually, I also added Greek yogurt for extra protein, but natural protein. A little hack with the smoothies, I always use frozen fruit and vegetables where possible because fruit and vegetables go off really quickly. So I have frozen spinach in here and I just put so much frozen spinach in it, which is such a great way for me to get my leafy greens. Maybe I eat more greens than I think, but it's because I try and have you know, at least 4 smoothies a week with all of these greens in, but I need to be doing more of it. And then I always have frozen blueberries in there, and it's really nice because they kind of act like fruity ice cubes. I have frozen raspberries. I even freeze my bananas because bananas go out of date really quickly. You can't see, but they're behind here. And basically when the bananas are the dark colour, I find that they taste the nicest. They don't look good, but they taste good. So it's great in baking and stuff to just have them frozen in the freezer and then just chuck them in your smoothie. Excuse the mess behind me, it's all systems go, but I'm also trying to drink more water, and I find just having a big cup, you can also get some really good ones from Amazon that are like 2-litre, like huge drinking cups, which I will link below, or obviously the traditional Stanley, which keeps your drinks hot and cold. And I just have this and walk around the house all times, and then I can really monitor how much I'm drinking. So I fill this up with water and keep drinking. So on the hob, well, not really the hob, but inside the Thermomix, we have a bone broth soup happening. I actually did one of these a few days ago, and I decided to do another one. Basically, when we have roast chicken, I am using the leftovers to create a bone broth soup. This is a turmeric one, and I basically pop it on here, and you can kind of see, sorry, I know it's quite loud, but there's just loads of veggies. Anything that was kind of in my fridge, I popped cabbage, I popped some sprouts, some carrots, lots of turmeric, and it's all just simmering away nicely. Once it's done about an hour on here, we've only got a minute to go, it's then gonna go onto the hob and just simmer away for a few more hours. And again, this is something that I can either freeze or I can keep in the fridge for a few days, and we can just eat it for the rest of the week with some nice buttered bread. So the plan of action this year in terms of food and recipes is when I have anything left over, I'm going to try and really use it. So for example, we had a roast chicken. Well, there's so many bones left over. I know that sounds disgusting, but bone broth is meant to be apparently really good. I did some research, apparently it's great for like collagen and stuff. And I buy bone broth a lot from Dalesford. It's super expensive. I understand why. The process of making it is quite intense, and it's very long. It's, you know, such a long process, a bit like sourdough. But where I can, and when I have the time, obviously it's a privilege to have the time. Like, I wish I had the time to do this all the time. This is just because January is always quite nice and quiet, which is why it's a perfect chance to reset. Ooh, it's shouting at me. That's great timing. I need to add some water. Let's talk about that in a second. I need to add 300 grams of filtered water. Again for another 30 minutes, so we'll have been on there for about an hour and 30, and then I think I'll leave it on the hob for maybe like 2 hours. My mum said it needs about 6 hours, so I don't know. Some recipes I looked at online call for 24 hours. Who knows? It's all gonna be trial and error, a bit like when I bake my sourdough. Okay, what was I saying? Yes, so I'm really trying to use everything up in the fridge. So when we have vegetables left over, say we've done a pasta dish and there's always a few vegetables left over, I'm just gonna whack them in a soup, and that is what I'm going to do. A few years ago, I became obsessed with soups, and then, not last year, but the year before, I completely just like couldn't be bothered to make them. And now I'm back on my soup hype. The last few days I've really been making soups. Over Christmas I made like a really nice green one. We had Brussels sprouts left over, we had a bit of cheese left over, cabbage. Who knew cabbage made the most delicious soup? So I'm going all in with everything like that. The freezing the vegetables so that they don't go off, which I have actually been doing for years, and then using them in smoothies. They're having the smoothie made extra so I have more for the extra day. I'm just trying to be more efficient with the things that are in my fridge and my life. I'm trying to use everything up, and I'm also just trying to get so many more nutrients into my body. So on that note, I'm going to make some chocolate covered dates. I do want to make my energy balls, but I need to wait until I can transfer the Thermomix, because I need the Thermomix to blend them up. So I'm going to get the ingredients out and ready for that. But in the meantime, I'm going to make my chocolate dates. So like I say, I'm trying not to do refined stuff. So I'm going to try and do these with darker chocolate, just because I think that's, well, apparently a little bit better for you. So let's do this. Dates are just, for me, such a great grab and go snack. I have them in the fridge ready. You don't need to coat them with chocolate. I just like to coat them with chocolate because she loves chocolate. But basically I am like addicted to protein bars. I have like at least 1, sometimes 2 protein bars per day, and I'm trying to wean myself off them because I'm really sure that they are technically, well, they're not refined, but they are artificial, aren't they? Because they're like modified. It's not like someone picks them from the ground. Like I say, I'm not going to be too restrictive because I'm not going to get addicted to, like, you know, everything being refined and everything, but I just want to make sure that the things in my diet where I can are a lot more kind of natural, or I'm grabbing them. I'm obviously still going to eat cake and chips and pizza because life is for living, but when I'm in the house, I'm going to try and be a little bit more Whole Foods vibes. Okay, so yes, I'm going to get some darker chocolate. I do actually have some milk chocolate that needs using up, so probably going to use that as well. And let's do this. Let's make these dates great to grab. And yes, what I was saying about the protein bars. So I always have a protein bar before my Blaze class because it's the perfect thing. The walk with the protein bar, it settles perfectly, ready for me to do a really intense workout. And something that I struggle with is eating before a class. I used to do classes fasted. Could never do a fasted class now. I need the energy. So having a protein bar is perfect for me. I'm in the perfect level. I don't feel like I'm going to throw up. And I have trialed my dates, and 2 chocolate covered dates with peanut butter, and then walking to my Blaze class and doing my Blaze class has the same effect as a protein bar. So I'm gonna have lots in the fridge to grab and go. This is a really chatty, rambly vlog. Sorry in advance. Hello from the dates. So dates are great because they are naturally kind of like caramelly. So I used to, like I say, so much refined sugar-free baking, and the reason that dates are so good is because they do have that kind of like caramelly vibe to them. Like these ones are so squishy and delicious. People either love or hate dates. For me, I really like them. They're just so delicious, and I feel like they do actually give me quite a lot of energy. So I've just done these ones. I bought the Medijoule, I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, I pronounce everything wrong, dates, and I got 500 grams of them. Now there's more of them in here. I'm gonna put these in the fridge and do these a little bit later in the week because they last for 7 days. So the problem is if I have a whole tray, I will eat the whole tray in one sitting because they are so utterly delicious, and the whole point of this is that I'm trying to prep. So I've just pitted these. I did actually buy some from a local store, like a local deli store that I thought would be really good, but they were so dry in comparison. So if you don't like dates, maybe you've just not had a good one, but these ones look so juicy and delicious. So yes, I've pitted them. I literally just sliced them, took out the little pip, and now I'm just going to pop some peanut butter inside. So you don't have to use peanut butter. You can use almond butter, you can use cashew butter, you can use peanut butter, hazelnut butter, whatever you want to use inside them, tahini. And the most exciting thing about this is I actually think they make a really good gift. My friend actually brought me some round as a gift, and I was like, that's the best gift anyone's ever given me. You can really play around with them. You could coat them in yogurt. I also saw someone on Instagram make a date bark. I need to copy that. So next time, maybe later in the week, I'm gonna make a date bark. You basically squish them all down and then you just snap it when you want it. Oh my gosh, the opportunities are endless. So yeah, if you ever want to make someone like a healthy treat, just make these for them, leave them in the fridge, and then pop them in a jar, and that's just such a nice gift. Put a little ribbon around it. Homemade, delicious, healthy, if you don't eat them all yourself. Right, I am now going to pop some peanut butter inside these, and then we coat with chocolate. So the bone broth has about 10 minutes to go, and then I'm going to move it over onto the hob. My chocolate is just cooking or melting, and then I'm going to coat these. So whilst I wait for that to melt, because it takes a little while, I am going to just do a quick blitz and tidy up the kitchen, because that is also a way I like to reset. Tidy home, tidy mind. So some of them are dark and some of them are milk, and I'm just gonna add some sea salt now for the final touch. But you could add anything you want on top. You could add pistachios, you could add a drizzle of white chocolate, you could literally do anything you want. I personally just like to add sea salt. They're gonna go in the fridge, but I'm gonna eat one now because I always eat one when they're done, because I just can't resist. As much as I like them when they've been in the fridge, I also like them when they're gooey and hot and delicious. Oh my gosh, they're amazing. So I'm gonna put the whole thing in one. I'm not gonna do that on camera because they're very big dates. And then my broth is ready to be transferred over, so perfect timing. This has been on for an hour 30. So I'm now going to transfer it into a simmer pot, and I'm just going to leave this on a low heat and let this simmer for ages. Then I'm going to sieve it, and then we should be ready. Smells amazing. So I'm just going to add a little bit more salt. I've given it a little stir. It's just on a 2 because I guess that counts as simmer, and I'm just going to let that simmer for, gosh, a few hours really. Broth is simmering away. The rain is hitting my skylights, which is just so romantic. There's something so cozy about that. The dates are dating in the fridge. Oh my gosh, it was so delicious. So delicious. The mix of dark chocolate with regular chocolate, milk chocolate, with salt, with peanut butter. Oh my gosh, I think they're the best ones I've ever done. I've just cleaned the Thermomix because I am now going to make the cookie dough bites. I have never had so many messages about these, and I gave the recipe to Emily, and she always makes them on her YouTube, and people always ask her for the recipe, and she's like, it's Em's recipe, I'm waiting for Em to post it. And I have actually done quite a lot of vlogs showing me making them, but I've not talked through it as much. I do actually have a reel that will hopefully be live on my Instagram when this goes live, which is going to be like a full recipe reel, because I have filmed that. I was just waiting to put it live in January because I didn't really think anyone wanted my energy balls in December. Everyone was kind of getting excited about gingerbread men and roast dinners, but yeah, I'm gonna make them. So you need a really good blender for them so that you can really blend them up. I just got my new one for Christmas, but I also have my Thermomix, so I'll probably pop everything into there. Super easy. I also don't waste stuff. I just throw them in, and I like see stuff when I'm baking. Oh, that's Matt watching the football. I literally can tell how things are going to turn out from my eyes, so you can see the consistency and the texture. So it's kind of just rough ingredients. Let's do this. Okay, so I've spoken about this before on YouTube, but the secret ingredient in these is either chickpeas or butter beans, any of these kind of like white beans. I ran out of chickpeas and I couldn't find them anywhere, so I bought some butter beans, and honestly the butter beans work really, really well, and also the water from it works really well. So you definitely need these. It means that they're going to be, again, full of goodness. And then peanut butter, you kind of do need quite a lot of peanut butter if you want to keep it a little bit healthier. I'm not a health professional, always speak to a health professional first. Then obviously maybe don't go too heavy on the peanut butter. The recipe is that I always usually have these ingredients, or near enough, in my cupboard, so you can always whip them up like before bed and then have them for the week ahead and to just grab and go again. They don't last that long in my household because they're so delicious, but basically as long as you've got peanut butter or some kind of nut butter, as long as you've got some kind of bean, whether that's a chickpea or a butter bean, some kind of honey, but you can also use maple syrup or agave. I just like honey because it's really sticky. Like I say, I prefer the other honeys, not the squirty ones, but it's still honey, it does the same thing. And then you're gonna need some oats. You're also gonna need chocolate chips. You can also add things in like chia seeds if you want. I don't even have any chocolate chips, so I'm actually just gonna grab some chocolate from my chocolate drawer and just chop it up. So it really is like a rough draft fun. I have trialed and tested this so many times, and I have to say, honey is the thing that made the best difference. It made them stick together and it made them really, really, really doughy. I have tried this recipe probably 50 times now, and Emily and Matt have trialed all of them. And I think it depends on your taste. They love them when they're really peanutty. I prefer them when they're a lot smoother. They like them when they're chunkier. So you will figure out as you go how you like them. I would also recommend having an ice cream scoop ready. So first things first, I'm gonna blend these oats. They're gonna get completely blitzed in the blender, and then they just turn into a bit of an oat flour. Again, you don't have to do that if you want them to be a bit chunkier. I know that Emily and Matt prefer it when I don't do that, but I like them to be smoother because then I think that gives that cookie dough texture. So in a blender, like I say, you could use something like this or something like this. You're just gonna put your oats in. This really depends how many balls you want. I'm going heavy on the balls, so I put in quite a lot in there, and I'm just gonna blitz this so it turns into oat flour. And voila, we have oat flour. That just means it's gonna be a bit smoother. Then I'm gonna go in with the peanut butter. I truly put like half a tub of peanut butter in here just so that they bind together really nicely, and I actually ran out of peanut butter, so as you can see, I've used 2 different peanut butters. And I do half a tin of beans, and don't freak, they don't taste too beany at all. I actually also do put quite a bit of the water in there with them because I feel like the water just helps them stick together nicely, so don't worry about getting the water in too. This really bulks up the recipe nicely. I'm gonna put a lot of honey in. If you do have it, put some vanilla extract in because it does make a difference in taste. This is a really nice high quality one. I just grabbed it from Waitrose, but it does make all the difference having some vanilla extract in there. Little goes a long way. And then some salt to taste because it's so nice with salt. Salty peanut butter cookie dough, yum. Just no chocolate chips in yet. Do not add your chocolate chips. So I'm just gonna blend it, and then I'm gonna see how it looks, and then you can figure out what you need. Maybe you need more oats, maybe you need a bit more peanut butter. Let's go. Currently looks like this. I think this one's gonna be a little bit wet, but let's see. See, even the inventor of the recipe gets it wrong. So this is a little bit wet. It needs to be the kind of consistency that looks like a dough. So I'm just gonna add some more oats into it. Okay, so I added some more oats. Now I could blend this a bit more if I wanted to make it even smoother. But this is basically the consistency you are looking for, dough-like. I like to add chocolate chips into mine. I don't have any chocolate chips, so I'm just gonna get like some Christmas chocolate and just smash it up into chunks, and then you add this in when everything's blended, otherwise it just gets completely mashed up. So you just hand stir this in to the mixture, and now I'm gonna make it into balls on a tray and then leave them in the fridge. Super easy. So these are just my chocolate chunks. Again, you don't have to add chocolate. I just like to. So you know it's the perfect consistency when it just goes like into a very easy cookie dough ball, and that is it. Just literally, that is it. That is how you make them. Trial and error, but they are delicious and they are so great to just pop in the fridge, pop in an airtight container, keep for, I would say they end up staying about 3 to 5 days if I don't eat the whole tray, but they're great. I can eat one on the way to the gym, take it with me when I've got meetings and eat it on my walk, grab it when I need a little snack. They are perfect. Dates are perfection and delicious. And there we have it. They are already on here. These should last quite some time actually. Another thing that you can add to them, sweet to them, is applesauce. That actually works really well, and that's what I put in my first ones that I ever did, but then I used up all my applesauce. I would buy it in bulk on Amazon. So there we have it. They are delicious. They taste like cookie dough. Like I say, you can adapt them if you want to put more peanut butter in, less peanut butter, some applesauce. It's completely up to you. I actually think my favorite ones are the ones that had a little bit of applesauce in it and loads of honey, like really good. I don't know, like, are they healthy, are they not? I don't know. I mean, natural-ish ingredients, but just really good grab and go energy balls. So I did want to do like a full clear out and everything on this vlog as well, but I feel like it's been so long with the recipes, but I hope that this gave you some inspo, or maybe you just found it relaxing coming along with me while I did some prep. I'm now going to pop these in the fridge, and then I will just put them in an airtight container. It's just good, like, don't eat them straight out of the fridge. They're nice when they've had like a few minutes to not be so cold. But my dates are in the fridge. They are delicious. I'm so happy with them. And then the bone broth is still brothing. I feel like it's been on for like maybe 6-7 hours now, and Matt just tasted it and it definitely has a really good flavor. So I'm so impressed. My mum was saying to basically strain it, and then once it's strained, she said you could use half of it and just have it as a broth, and then the other half you could then blend with some veggies for like a thicker soup, but then you get all of the goodness of the bone broth. So I really hope you found that helpful, useful. If you made it this far, let me know what your favorite kind of healthy recipe is. Is there anything that you like to make so that you can grab and go, pop it in the fridge or pop it in like a tin? I would love to know. My mum makes the most amazing granola bars. She actually made some for my birthday and had them in the fridge for everyone, so maybe I should get her on the vlog to make those. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see me make. I've got so many things that I like to make. Banana bread. I actually have an ebook with all of my kind of healthier recipes in, so maybe I need to start talking about that more as well. But yes, if you made it this far, please do comment, tell me your favorite healthy recipe, share some tips with me, and I will see you for the next time. Give it a thumbs up so YouTube know you like it, and if you're not part of the family, I would love it if you could hit subscribe, please. And obviously come say hi on Instagram, that would be amazing too. All my love, Happy New Year, let's reset together.